morning.
Good morning.
How many of you are ready for the cooler weather?
Oh, yes.
Whew, boy, it's toasty out there, isn't it? All right, last time I spoke to you about the first part of the healing prayer. And I said, stay tuned for the second part. Those of you who weren't here for the first part, I'm sorry, you'll just have to catch up. The second part of the healing prayer, I asked the great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help. What is this unseen healing force? It's infinite intelligence, who some call God. It's omnipotent, it's omnipresent, it's everywhere. It is a vibrational energy in our world. And we know that everything has vibration, right? Have you ever been in some place and you're like, oh, this feels good? Sometimes you go in places and you're like, oh, this doesn't feel so good. And this energy is in each and every one of us. Each and every living being, living thing. I've just heard something really funny. You know, our cars are inanimate objects, right? It's just a piece of machinery with, all those working parts. You can tell I'm not a mechanic, I'm a nurse. But each and every one of those working parts works together in harmony. And if it doesn't, then we have car trouble. But can we not bless our car and thank it for getting us to and from? I say that because my car is really getting up there in mileage. And I bless her every day. The next part of that statement is to help both present and absent ones. Can you think of anybody on this earth plane who doesn't need help in some form or fashion? Yeah. It's because this is the kindergarten of life. We all need help. And we don't know what people are going through. Maybe it's physical. Maybe it's mental. Maybe it's emotional. But we don't have to know. See, that's the blessing of spiritual healing. We don't have to know. Because Spirit knows. And Spirit can bring about whatever healing that person needs. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, whatever. Because each one of us is going through something that we need help with. Everybody. And a lot of the times we can't tell because people put on this persona of everything's great and everything's fine and everything's perfect. And that's okay. So everybody needs help. And to help present and absent ones. Now, how many of you, when you say the healing prayer, first of all, how many of you really think of it? I'm not going to ask you to raise your hands. But a lot of the times you think present and absent ones. So that means people who are here and people who couldn't make it, right? But there's another absent part. And that absent part is people who are in the spirit world. Because once you get over there, you don't sprout wings and float around and everything's grand. You can still learn. Yes, you've released your physical form. And you don't have physical illness. But those people need prayer too. Especially people who are just transitioning. Yes, it's rough for those of us who are here on the earth plane because we miss them. We love them. They shared a part of our life with us. And those who transition to the spirit world, think about it. What if you were taken to a new country? And put in a new country, wouldn't you need time to adapt? You'd have to learn the language, you'd have to learn their customs, you'd have to learn all of that. Just when people transition from this physical body and they go to the spirit world, it's a learning process. Some people get it quicker than others. Spiritualists have a good understanding of both of those worlds. So when we get over there, it's not going to be so new to us as it is to somebody who's not a spiritualist. Because we've been told by Spirit, you have to unlearn time, because there is no time in Spirit. You just think and there you are. It's your thoughts that get you where you need to go and what you want to do. And you draw to you through your thoughts. So when you're saying the healing prayer and you're thinking of absent ones, don't forget those who've transitioned to Spirit. I heard a funny joke the other day. I heard that what happens to different faiths when they go over to the Spirit side. Because we know that the Spirit world, when we make our transition, is very similar to this world. They have flowers, they have plants, they have trees, they have schools. And somebody said, well, those who don't believe go on this one side of the wall. And then those who do believe go on the other side. I found that pretty interesting. But there is no division, really. But depending upon people, where they are in their thought process, they may need a little more encouragement, a little more teaching, a little more help before they can transition over into the world of thought and the world of Spirit. We've heard sometimes that it takes people who are really ill physically, they go to a place where they can rest and recuperate and have the energy and healing forces of Spirit to help them. Sometimes illness is so strong that it takes them a little longer to release that and to release that physical form. Everybody is in need of help. You can get help in the spirit world. The second part is to restore them to perfect health. That is our birthright. Perfect health is who we are. Because if you think about the spirit within you, that spark of you that goes on to the spirit side of life, shedding the physical body, that's perfection. That's that divine light, that divine energy. And we can see that in each and every person if we but look. Because we know that we are all spirit here. Everybody is a spirit being. You just have this physical body to get through this world because it makes it easier. But spirit is just as real as we are. And when we talk about perfect health, we send people that energy. We send them that light. We picture them in a beautiful white light. When we did our healing prayer this morning, we pictured that beautiful white light going down around us. That's the healing vibration of God. That's the healing energy of God. Because all healing comes from God, or infinite intelligence. So when we see somebody in that beautiful white light, we're sending that healing energy to them. And it is working in the highest and the best for whatever that person needs. And we're picturing them in their perfect state of health. Now, a perfect state of health can mean different things for different people. Like we talked about, spiritual, emotional health. But if you'll remember in the first part of the healing prayer, it says, and I will do my part. I ask this in all sincerity, and I will do my part. So yes, we want to be perfectly healthy, because that is our right. But are you doing your part? Because if you're not doing your part, it's not going to work. Now that's not to say that you should just do spiritual healing, or you should just do medical doctors, because they do, they work together. But are you doing enough? We can ask and ask and ask, but if we're not doing what we're supposed to do, it's not going to happen. Haven't you ever asked for something and been like, okay, well, where is it? Where is it? I'm waiting. But you're just sitting there waiting. You're not trying to do it. You're not trying to get it. You're not trying to achieve it. See, the universe requires action. Everything is in movement. The scientists have done studies where they looked at each and every little thing, even like a table. And they found that the little atoms and everything is moving. It's vibrating. Everything is vibration. So what rate are you vibrating at? When you tell yourself certain things, like, oh, I've got a backache, oh, I can't move, oh, I'm down today. Does that mean you should ignore those? No. That's your feeling. But your mind is listening to your body. Fortunately, the medical field is getting a little better at understanding this. What you think is what you get. You know, you've heard that saying, you are what you eat. Well, you are what you think. And it's all that stinking thinking that's getting us where we are. Or making us not progress to where we want to be. Because perfect health is not only in the physical. It's also in our mental arena and in our emotional arena. Is it easy to always keep up with everything that's going on in the world today? Can you always be in a good mood when you hear about these shootings and all that? No, you can't. But you can send that healing energy. You can pray for those people, and they feel it. Because healing always goes where it is sent. Always. You may not see it, but it's taking place. Because it's sending that energy and that vibration out. What you send out gets there. So if you're sending negativity out, it's going to get to that person. And part of our duty here on this plane is service to others. That's what it's all about. We're all here to help each other, to hold hands and make it through this earth journey. Because when you help one person, you've helped everybody. You think that's silly, but think about it. If you help one person, then that person feels better. And everybody in their world can tell. And everybody there feels better. And then those people feel better. And then everybody in their world. So yes, it can start with just one person. I've been reading a couple books lately. Olga Wuerl and Estelle Roberts. Remarkable mediums, remarkable healers. And Olga Wuerl would sit with her husband, Ambrose, every night at 9 o'clock. Every night. And they would send healing out to those people who were in need. Just think if each one of us just took 10 or 15 minutes every night and sent that healing energy out. How we could affect the world. Because I'm telling you, our world needs prayer. And it's such a simple thing to send that healing energy out. Everybody can use more help. Sometimes those people who've passed to the world of spirit need a lot of help. And now it's happening in groups. But we can help. Each and every one of you can sit and send that healing energy out into the world. It's that easy. You can send it to one person in specific, or you can encompass the whole globe. And that will help. You know, I'm asked a lot of the times in mediumship, when we bring forth people from the spirit side of life, how do you see them? What do they look like? Are they sick? Are they well? Are they healthy? Are they happy? And most of the time, I see them healthy. I see them in the prime of their life. I see them when they're enjoying life because they've released the physical form. They're not bound. We are so dense in this physical form. But they're not bound by that anymore. And trust me, they're having fun over there. If they want to. But this is as dense as we're going to be right here, right now. But you can overcome this denseness by seeing that spirit. Because they're all here, they're with you. This room is full. Sometimes if we ask, if people are looking, we can ask, how did they pass? What was the matter before? But Spirit doesn't want to dwell in that part unless they wanted to dwell in that part when they were here. See, because when you go over, you get a choice. It's not going to take away your choice. Like I said, you don't get angel wings and flap around up there. You're just like you are here. So if you're taking your limitations and you're taking your negativity and you're taking all that illness with you, that's where you're going to be over there. Until you have your teachers come and tell you, you know, there's more. Just like we tell you here, there's more. You can do better, you can be better, but you have to choose that. And it starts with thoughts. Have you ever been thinking about somebody and all of a sudden the phone rings and it's them? A lot of the times it happens with people who are really close or really good friends, because I know one of my good friends will be thinking about me and I'll call her, or she'll think of something and I'll be like, oh, I was just thinking about that. That shows you how powerful that healing energy is. And it goes. The last part of that is I put my trust in the love and power of God. This may be the scariest for a lot of people, because that means you gotta let it go. We know that healing goes where it is sent. Beyond the shadow of a doubt, it always goes. Sometimes we just don't want to give up that control. But putting trust in something greater, some vibration that can bring you those things, that can help you through life, is what it takes. You know, when fishermen go out and they fish and they throw the line in, what do? They wait. They don't go, throw the line and go, ooh, did I get anything yet? Ooh, did I get anything yet? Probably wouldn't catch a lot of fish that way. But they put that line out and they say, okay, I'm willing to wait. I'm willing to trust that there will be a fish on my line. Do they always get a fish? I went fishing with my dad one time. I think that was the last time I went. And we were fishing, and I caught a fish, and I reeled it in, and my dad was fishing all day, didn't catch anything. It was the last time I went fishing. But putting your trust in something greater. That's where the God concept came, because people wanted to believe in a greater power than themselves. They knew there was something greater than them. And then they labeled it. Christian faith, they believed that they needed someone to save them from their sins. And we as spiritualists know That a sin is just a mistake. Oops, went down the wrong road, got to turn around. But we want that control, don't we? Okay, God, I'll give it to you. But let me just check and see how things are going. I'm here to help you. Right? How many times have you sent out healing and been like, I got to call them and see if they're feeling better. I have to do something. And I think part of that is our wanting to be of service to others. But let me tell you, infinite intelligence can do a pretty good job on their own. Remarkable healings have taken place. And they can take place for us too. We have to let it go. We have to have trust. Trust, that's a big word. Because a lot of us deal with trust issues here, believe it or not. Have you ever been with somebody and found out they did something you trusted them with and they told it to somebody, or you think, I'm never trusting them again? But see, we can trust in God. We can trust in infinite intelligence. And when we send that healing out, we trust and know that it goes where it is sent. We can't keep reeling it back in. And that's probably the hardest thing for us, because we want that control. I was talking with a few people this morning, and we were talking about OCD. How many people think that they're not OCD? A little closer. Do you ever walk into a room and go, picture's off a little bit. Ooh, straighten that. To some degree, because we all want that control. That's something that we control. Something in our environment we can control. Something within you, you can control. Your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, you can control those. Even though it seems like you can't. Because what do you have to do? You just have to shift your focus. You have to trust and know that there is something good. There is something better. Maybe you're going to go through a challenge. We all go through challenges. That's why we're here. But if you go through a challenge with the idea and understanding that this may lead to something much better. Maybe you're off track. Maybe you need a challenge to go over here. Maybe you're just a little off. Maybe you're way off. But if you know and you say to yourself, I put my trust in the love and power of God, and know that everything in your life is occurring for divine right action, it will. In closing, I want to tell you about this little sign that I saw. It says, hello, this is God. I will be handling all your problems today. So have a good day. God bless you all.